You talked earlier on about the fact you think the ECB is going to go big. How much of that is priced into bunds? How much of that is priced into BTPs already?
Well, a reasonable amount is priced in, but I think there's still a lot of uncertainty around the nature of the package that the ECB is going to deliver. I think there's still a lot of uncertainty about the size of the deposit rate cut, whether they introduce tiering or not, whether QE will be immediate and what will be the assets they buy. And I think very importantly around the nature of the forward guidance. So will they say we're going to go out and buy 30 billion euros per month for the next 9 months and then see how things look, or are they going to tie it very explicitly to a convergence of inflation towards their targets? I think there's still a lot to play for. We saw some pushback from ECB Hawks on Friday. That gives me somewhat more confidence that actually we will get a package because pretty much every sort of policy...
They know what's coming, so therefore they're pushing it back. They're pushing back.
Yeah, exactly. And so I do think, though, how much of that is already priced in? Well, clearly a reasonable amount's priced in terms of a rate cut. I think something like sort of 13, 14 basis points is priced in. It's more than 10. I think there's a chance they do 20 bips. I've always thought that they're likely to do tiering, and if they do, I think that it opens up potentially for them to go further into negative rates. Clearly, part of the rally we've seen across credit and particularly within the Eurozone sovereign periphery has been QE related. But I don't think by any means that's all in the price. And if you get a sort of a period of relative political stability in a country like Italy, combined with, full-blown sovereign QE,
that's quite a combo, isn't it?
That's going to be hard for investors to.
So you think the best trade is? Do you think? Just kind of standing here now, sitting here now, do you think the most likely trade is that you would want to buy BTPs on the back of that? Does that look like the most obvious trade? It's big liquid market. As you say, the politics looks like it's settling down. We'll wait and see. But you get that plus QE. How big a move could you see in BTPs, do you think?
I think you could. I think we could go back heading towards sort of like 100 basis points in terms of the spread.
Wow, OK.
That's where we could get to, I think. We have and do have quite an active overweight in BTPs. At different times we have, lightened up a little bit on that just because, again, the valuations, when you see a big rally, you're supposed to, be disciplined, take some profit, and then look for potentially a reset. But fundamentally right now, that's a place where I'd like to be. Places like Greece, actually, I think there's still some room to rally as well.
So about European equities, would it encourage you to buy European equities? The question I'm asking is, if the ECB does this, is it going to help the economy?
That is a very profound scepticism, which I think is being reflected in bond pricing, which is being reflected, I think, in the performance of the euro, the flattening of the yield curve. If the market really was pricing not only that we would get QE, but QE and negative rates is going to work, we should actually see break-evens, inflation break-evens moving higher. Arguably should see a steepening of the curve, and we haven't seen either of those.
It's not good for European banks, is it?
So the market's kind of pricing it's coming, but we don't really believe it's going to work. And on that basis, rightly or wrongly, I personally wouldn't be invested in European equities.